Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus. WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is committed to your safety with 6 hours of continuous team coverage.
This is a relentless storm, Dave.
We're fortunate we all made it out alive.
And our network of sky cams across the state alerting you to danger, bringing you live footage of tornadoes as they touch down in Wathau County.
Look at this, Chase. Guys, look at that.
This is ground zero almost. I mean, this is really hard to stomach, like I said.
We take our commitment to being on your side seriously, and together we're Mississippi Strong. Weekdays, stream First Alert Weather Plus.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
WLBT's First Alert Weather Team is keeping you up to date with the latest information. From your morning commute to your afternoon drive, we're on your side, streaming on your favorite devices. WLBT First Alert Weather Plus.
Oh, wow. Hey, good evening, everyone. Chief Meteorologist Dave Roberts here, along with meteorologist Elise Ushman, who she's a superstar in my eyes. This will last for a long time. Because she held down the fort. Not only did she hold down the fort, she reinforced it. She decorated it. She reupholstered it. She painted it.
Pretty good at decorating.
She made it her own, and she did a really good job. And she took on a lot of responsibilities, and I really appreciate it because I was able to sleep tight, watch the stock market collapse from the comfort of my hotel room all last week. But I knew at least, yeah, it's a fun time. But I knew at least that Elise was holding everything down and doing a great job with covering the severe weather. So I really appreciate that. I said it earlier. I will say it again. We'll say it a few more times to the point where you'll say, look, Dave, you're making me uncomfortable. Stop saying it.
Not true.
Okay.
I don't think I will.
All right. Well, we'll see.
I really appreciate it.
Well, how about I will push it. I'll push it to that limit. How about that? And
Okay,
then you'll be
we'll
like,
see.
wow, okay, that's enough. In fact, I'm never doing that again. I'm never going to help out again.
Never.
So I got bumped from my flight Sunday night. I texted about that. I didn't tell you the whole story about it though.
No, you didn't.
But yeah, so I got bumped from my flight. Have you ever been bumped from a flight? Been bumped?
No. One time I was asked if I would take a later flight.
And
I did, so that other people could go on the
but
flight.
they compensated you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, you do those things. This was a weird situation. So this was Sunday night when it was cold here and it was windy. And the pilot apparently had told them 2 hours in advance that he said, I need a fully fueled plane and I am overweight. So I need you to unfortunately bump passengers or luggage. And none of that was done.
Oh.
So we get there and I'm on the tarmac and the pilot's out there talking and he says, we were talking about how windy it was. And I made a comment about the weather. And he says, well, he goes, I'm overweight. He said, but I said, let me guess, sinking air. He goes, yeah. How do you know that? And I said, cold air advection. And he goes, how do you know that? And I said, I'm a meteorologist. And he was like, oh, wow. Okay. So we talked a little. He goes, bottom line, he says, I need as much fuel as possible to get to Jackson. And I just have to shed the weight somehow. I'm not shedding it in fuel. I said, hey, man, I feel you. Because sinking air, you got to keep the plane aloft. That means you got to use more jet engine power. The whole works. Bottom line is they didn't want to take the luggage off the plane. Their attitude was, again,
your luggage can go home, but you can't.
Well, they didn't want. I didn't care about my luggage. I didn't care because they were like, well, listen, are you volunteer? I said I volunteered, but the other people didn't want to volunteer, and the ground crew didn't want to take the luggage off the plane. And he's like, I'm sorry, you have to take both people luggage. Bottom line is this was a whole lot dispute. And there were different crews that were involved. Different supervisors were involved. They took a lot of the luggage off. No more passengers. They took enough luggage off where they could fly. And my luggage, ironically, after all that was sent here. So my luggage showed up 12 hours before I did. But I came home. I'm home.
You get all your stuff?
I got all my stuff.
Well,
it pays to be nice to people. They gave me, I'm not going to say the airline, but they gave me a little tube that has all like little amenities in it and all that stuff. They got me a hotel and they got me fed. And honestly, it wasn't as traumatic of an experience as it could have been. But I asked the question, I said, what if nobody else volunteers to get off the plane? And what if they don't take the luggage off the plane? And he says, we got to cancel the flight. We can't drag
nobody.
He's like, we can't drag people off the plane. I said, well, you would do that? He goes, I'm afraid to. He goes, but everybody wants to go to Jackson because apparently I had one of only 2 seats available for 3 days to come into Jackson. So everybody's coming to Jackson, Elise.
That did happen to me. You remember that whole commotion last year with the ground strike thing?
Yeah.
I was trying to come to Jackson along with everybody else from Atlanta. And there was 2 flights.
Yeah.
They didn't have enough crew.
Right.
And it was so delayed. It was ridiculous.
Wow.
And everybody wanted to come to Jackson. People were like running back and forth to the gate.
Yeah.
Because they were like, oh, this one's going to go. Oh, just kidding. This flight's going to go.
Right.
Trying to get on the plane.
Well, I liked my pilot.
And we actually ended up getting here at the same time.
Oh, really?
Silly.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Well, I liked my pilot. The guy who was saying I have to go, we're overweight, but they delayed the flight over 2 hours, basically almost 2 hours, it seemed like. But he was a good guy. We were talking a little bit. And then I feel bad because there was another pilot, and I don't know if he got on the plane or not, but he was flying home. He lives here.
Oh.
But I don't know what happened to him. I don't know how that works, but I think as a pilot, you could, or even as a flight attendant, if you live away from your hub city, you could spend all day trying to get home. I mean, if there are no seats, what are you going to do?
You can't go.
Right. You're going to say, listen, I'll hang outside on the wing. No, you can't do that. She did do a super job, Joyce Burleson. Thank you so much for saying that.
Thanks, Joyce.
She was spot on. She is spot on. Oh, she learned from the best. Who'd you learn from? Who's the best? I don't know. Who'd you learn from? I don't know who she learned from.
I learned from many people.
Thank you tons, Elise.
I learned some from this guy.
A little bit. Not much. Not much that she can reuse on a regular basis, but some things. Bottom line is, Joyce, you're absolutely right. She did a good job. Now, do a good job on this little weather ditty that we're doing here, because the weather looks fine out there today, and it's going to be fine tonight, and it's going to be fine most of tomorrow. Most.
Here's where here's the asterisk on the most. Look at that. Nothing. And then
something.
So we're gonna have pretty quiet conditions, very similar to what you had all day, and then some thunderstorms kind of moving on in here.
Midnight. So now this is how you get even with me. I got you. Okay.
Enjoy.
Yeah, man. Story of my life.
That's not that late.
It's not that early either. It better not be doing anything around that time. I can tell you that, because then I got to stay until 2 or 3 a.m.
Nah. So here's the thing. Once these move south of I-20, they're not going to have much energy left to do anything with. My opinion, it's just going to be some noisy thunderstorms. They will probably wake people up at midnight o'clock, and you'll probably be, I don't know, you might be unhappy about that. Some people like to wake up to the rain because then they can go back to sleep.
I love that. Yeah.
It's kind of calming. But some noisy storms. They might have some gusty winds with them. Maybe some hail in Humphreys, Holmes, or Attala counties, but that's not going to be a widespread thing, and I don't expect it to be very large hail, but that's a possibility. That's really it as far as severe concerns with this system, and I hope you have noticed here that not everyone is even seeing the rain, so pretty minimal impacts from this one.
Okay.
What do you think?
I like minimal impacts myself.
Yeah, so and here's your risks. Remember, I said in Humphreys, Holmes, or Attala counties, you could have maybe some hail. That's because you're under that level 2 out of 5 risk. It doesn't necessarily mean that once they move out of those counties that they just magically won't have any more energy. But It's just better potential in North Mississippi as a whole. And along Interstate 20, a level 1 out of 5, no risk further south because it's really going to just kind of die down once it moves further south. I think a lot of people are going to be frustrated about the wind, though.
Mm-hmm.
We were pretty frustrated about the wind last week. I was. So windy. What are you going to do when it's windy like that?
I know. It was windy everywhere.
30 miles per hour again on Friday. I guess it's not 50. So,
and you know what? We're going to be back into this. I find, Friday it's going to be breezy, but the temperature is going to be just so perfect.
Yeah.
You know?
Pretty much nearly the temperatures we had today,
Mm-hmm.
but a little bit breezy. It'll actually be warmer tomorrow, just so you know, before this front arrives. And then that will be your cooler air. Notice the arrow there. It's
Mhm.
telling you where the wind is coming from. That
Right.
continues into Saturday. Some more cool air, and then it starts to change again by Sunday. So our seasonable stretch.
Yeah.
will
I know you love that
continue.
word seasonal.
I
You
do.
She loves that word
I'm very
seasonal.
passionate about it.
It's okay. It's your word. You use it the way you want.
Low 80s tomorrow, low 70s Friday and Saturday. That really is nice April weather.
I'm excited about Friday. Even Saturday's going to be
Saturday
pretty nice. I
morning.
mean, I have this one
that.
jacket that I've got laying around, because the rest of I've been putting them away.
Yeah.
And so, I'm kind of excited about that.
Yeah. And then we'll still be a little chilly Sunday morning.
Mhm.
We're warmer nearly back to the 80s.
Yeah.
Certainly some of you will be in the 80s. It's
Mhm.
just, 78's the high for right here.
Yeah.
Looking way ahead.
You like to do that, don't you?
I do. It's fun.
Okay, yeah.
It
You're
can
looking
change.
you're looking towards Easter.
Easter is in this. Yeah.
It is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. 10 to 14 days. That would include Easter.
Right.
We actually have the Saturday before Easter right
Mhm.
there. And it looks like also pretty seasonable conditions for you. Pretty normal April weather. So no complaints. I don't know. Do you have any complaints?
I don't. I really don't. I have complaints about other things, but not the weather.
We're counting our blessings.
Yeah.
Did you hear that story earlier about counting your blessings in times of stress?
Oh, it's important to do that. No, I didn't hear that story. Did we hear that story?
We did it for.
Oh, I missed it. No, but that's an important story. It's an important mantra.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
you
you
guys
do.
count your blessings here. Enjoy
Very
this really
blessed.
fantastic
Yeah.
weather. You know what?
Mm-hmm. What are you doing?
I just have to.
What are you doing? It's okay. I know what you were doing. Don't worry about that.
Yeah.
Now you're getting picky. You're done with your weather presentation to it. Now all of a sudden you want to be a hero?
There's more.
Oh,
wait, there's more.
Keep going.
Just
Sorry.
kidding. There's not really.
She's done. Yeah, that's all you
Just some
got.
showers next week.
Now,
and
now you're showing off.
maybe some rain
Yeah.
at the end of
Okay.
the week.
Good
That's
Friday
Good
could be a
Friday.
wet Friday.
Yeah, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Our other long range model though says nah.
Yeah.
So
Well, it's Good Friday.
big maybe.
Yeah, we'll see. It may not be a big
It'll
deal
still
at
be
all.
good.
We still are looking at low end rain chances anyway you cut it over the next 7 to 10 days.
Mhm.
What's for dinner tonight?
I'm thinking leftover. I have this leftover Cajun pasta.
Ooh, that sounds
It's
good.
got scrimpies and crab in it. It's
Oh,
very
wow. Look at
delicious.
you.
I did not make it. It's
Oh,
from a
okay.
restaurant.
I was going to say, I got all excited. I was like, wow. Well, I don't know what I'm doing yet. I don't know. You know me, I like to sit outside and eat in the evening.
Highly recommend.
But my friend who works here at the station, he doesn't want to do that.
He doesn't want to sit outside.
He hates it. He's
Is it
from
cold
Mississippi. No, he's from Mississippi, but he's from North Mississippi. And I'm going to say this. I don't mind saying this. I'm just going to say it.
Say it.
Folks from North Mississippi are just different. Me, I'm a Southern transplant. I had the procedure done.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
You got your chip.
I did. I got microchipped, and I had even the blood transfusion. So now, they put the Southern blood in me. And I'm going to tell you right now, I like to sit outside. I like to, especially on a nice evening, I like to just look at nature. I like to think about it, take my time with it.
Hear the birds chirping.
And my friend, and we're not going to say his name, my friend here, he's kind of like, I don't know, he's from North Mississippi, but he's kind of like a city person. And he just
City people don't like to sit outside.
I don't know this particular whatever city he's used to. I don't know what city, but no, he don't like to do that, and so that's the only problem I have. So I don't like going to restaurants where I'm like really contained or don't have windows,
Yeah.
because I work in a place that doesn't have windows.
Right.
Here,
You guys know that we tell you about outside all day. And
Yeah.
we don't even go outside.
right? So I mean,
Except
why
for
would I
earlier
want?
when I was on the
I want to
road
be
back.
outside. Like that was the one thing I was
Yeah.
jealous about when I had a dog. I was like, my dog. What I loved about my dog, she always wanted to be outside. I'm like, I want to be outside too.
Yeah, our dogs love to be outside.
Yeah. So anyway, and humans do.
Mhm.
That's it. That's my only thing I'm griping about. And other than that, we got a great looking forecast. I hope you have a good evening.
Thanks.
We're going to see Elise tomorrow. She's going to come back hopefully and do the noon, Studio 3, WLBT News at 4 and 4:30. And then I'm going to do tonight WLBT News at 10, and I'll be on Fox 40 News at 9. And I look forward to seeing all there. Again, we will be taking attendance, so make
What are you
sure.
having for dinner? Or you don't know yet.
I don't know. I'm going to try to. I got to sway him into something. Maybe I'll pretend I have a. Can you tell him I have a cold?
Mm-hmm.
So I don't want to be around people, and that's
it. Tell him right now.
No, but what was I saying?
That's all, folks.
Oh yeah, make sure you tune in tonight at 10. I will be taking attendance. Make sure that you're watching. And again, it's very serious. All right, folks, we're going to be talking more about this weather. Of course, I'll help you through tomorrow night if we need to, if the weather does develop into anything. Until then, if you missed any of this incredible, amazing broadcast, we're going to keep it up on the Book of Faces Facebook for you. We'll let it loop around a few times. And other than that, we will talk to you soon. But you have a great evening, and thanks so much for joining us. Bye-bye.